Hello, welcome. I am so excited you're here. Yay! Yay! Welcome. Today we are going to do finding the time and will to change. Finding the time and will to change. 3 tangible tips that you can start using after today so that you have wins with everything you want to do to change to be your absolute best self. If you are welcome to my live viewers, and welcome if you watch this on the replay. Whenever you do watch this, please say hi in the comments. Say, hey, Carla, how are you? Let me know where you're from, and I would love to hear what it is you're trying to change. So why this became of interest to me, I did a poll asking, what do you find hardest when it comes to changing? Is it finding the time? Is it knowing what to do, or the willpower? And it was really interesting. 40 people said time. It's all about time for me. 30 said, I don't know what to do, which I'm going to address at a different time because I can't address all of them. And the other was willpower. Willpower was the biggest one. It had 56 people said, I need help with willpower. Erin, hi from Phoenix. How are you? I'm so happy you are here. If I say anything that is helpful, please like and share. So my mission is to inspire you to live your best life. And living your best life it requires change, and change can be difficult, but I think it can be easy if we do it the right way. So in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to share 3 simple things you can start doing so that you can improve having the time and will to change. I hope that is excellent news. If it is, let me know in the comments. Yes, that is excellent news. Okay, so here we go, because I know you're all busy and we're going to get right to it. Number 1 tip. Got to work with the space between both our ears, our mindset. Mindset is everything. Everything. And specifically for today, for having the time and the will to change, we need to adopt small mindset. And I know that sounds like, what? I'm always trying to think bigger. Well, just hear me out. Small and curious. Small and curious will win every time. What I find is that most of us, and I didn't tell you, my background is in nursing and health coaching, and I've led thousands of people to change. And I have changed the most difficult person. Right here, it's me. I'm the most difficult person. So what I'm sharing with you is based on my education experience, and especially the magic sauce I've seen work for others in changing. All right, so mindset. We got to get away from thinking that change happens in one fell swoop. One fell swoop. It happens in hundreds to possibly thousands little itty bitty changes, which is good news for you, because if you ever experience a failure, which we all do, no big deal, since it's all small changes. So we really have to change our mind from, I'm going to make one big change, to I'm going to make lots of little ones, lots and lots of little ones. The other thing, so before I get into curiosity, I want to share with you that I worked with a social worker who changed his whole eating life, 1 carrot at a time. And it wasn't like a big carrot. It was, those baby carrots, like you buy a bag and they're peeled and they're little. He literally changed his whole way of eating 1 baby carrot at a time. And so I hope that illustrates, he just started adding, he's like, Carla, I'm going to add a baby carrot or more, 1 baby carrot or more to every snack and every meal. And that's how it all got the ball rolling, because we need to have wins. Psychologically, we need wins. So start small. The other thing is be curious. So The mindset that we're adopting is thinking small and being curious. When we're curious, we're more kind to ourselves and we're more focused on solutions, which is way more helpful, than critiquing, right? So where I saw this into play was I worked with a nurse who she wanted to increase her physical activity, but she hated exercise, hated. And when I encouraged her, let's get curious about this. You know, you obviously don't like going to the gym, so stop making yourself think about that. What's possible? And she came up with on her own that she works on the 8th floor, right? And so she thought, well, I could start one floor at a time. Like each week she would do one floor, and then on week 2 she did 2 floors, and that's how she increased it. But that came from being curious instead of critiquing. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And anytime I say anything that makes sense, say, that makes perfect sense, Carla. All right, number 2, because we got to move on. We got to move on. You're busy people and you are waiting for the other 2 tips. I know you are. Tip number 2, it's in regards to time, because so many of you said time was an issue. Time is a big, big issue. And I have to say that that's the number 1 complaint I hear, and that's the number 1 complaint I give when it comes to changing is time. So the one thing that works every time is make the change minuscule. Minuscule. Because if we can succeed at one thing, it will empower us to then make it a little bigger, a little bigger, a little bigger. And the same works with time. So for example, I had a nurse who wanted to decrease her stress. And she had these very romantic views of hour-long meditations, and she was failing every time she tried, or going to classes, right? And so I asked her, let's make this like itty bitty. Like, what's the smallest thing you can do? Let's have a win here. And she identified, you know what? I could take a deep breath. I could take a deep breath in between each patient I see. Awesome. So she started doing that. And you know what's funny? If you think about a nurse in the hospital and how many times he or she has to enter that room before they see their patient, and if they're taking one deep breath each time, my gosh, she started a whole meditation mindfulness practice from that. And that actually sparked her working towards what she had really wanted to do, which was have a meditation practice. But it all started like one breath at a time. Isn't that cool? If you think that's cool, let me know you think that's awesome. Especially if your wheels are starting to turn and you're starting to think, maybe what I want to work on, I could make it stupid small. Stupid small. All right, so let's go to the tip number 3. Tip number 3. Time goes by so fast, doesn't it? I said 10 minutes and we're at 8:50. So I got to honor my word. The will to change. I have some hard truths for you. This was hard for me to accept too, is that the reason I didn't have the willpower to change for so many things that I wanted to change is because I didn't want to. It was not in my want list. I was shoulding. I talk about this a lot, about just the detriment of should. Should is awful, awful. There's really nothing wrong with you if you're having a hard time changing, especially if you're trying to change things you don't want to change. So if we know that, okay, it's truth for me, and it's the truth for the thousands of people I've led. We're all the same. We're like fighting ourselves, wanting to make changes where we don't want to. So why don't we stop shoulding and do something we want to do? So, an example. I had a doctor I worked with that was doing a lot of shoulding. She was like, I should go to the gym. I have a membership. I should go to this yoga class. I have these passes. I should. And the reality was, she was working long hours. And then she was taking on weekend clinics. And then she had kids who all had events. Well, Lord have mercy. How's that supposed to work? Right. And on top of it all, when I asked her, she was like, I hate the gym. Right. And I'm only laughing because I relate. I'm always trying to make myself do things that I don't want to do. So, what she came up with when she started dreaming about what's possible, like, hey, let's make it smaller and let's make it something you actually want to do. She said, you know what? I have these cards, like these yoga pose cards. I could carry them with me. And whenever I have a little break, I could do a yoga pose. I think that would be fun. Awesome. So she started doing that and she loved it. She started having fun, right? Because we could have fun. I love that. And she also started doing walking meetings instead of meeting in her office when she had different times she had to meet with the nurse on her team or different administrative needs. She would do walking meetings. So, it was so awesome once she stopped shoulding. And I find that that's really cool for all of us. Once we get past making ourselves do something, there's nothing wrong with you if you are trying to make a change you don't want to make. Even in what you desire. Life is too short. So stop fighting with yourself. Identify what you like to do and make it crazy small and have a win so you can feel good. I am amazed at how simple all of this is and yet how stubborn we are. I'm the most stubborn, okay? I'm the most stubborn. So stop fighting yourself and trust yourself. You are the expert of you. No one knows you better than you. All right, recap real quick. Number one tip, mindset. Move from huge and romantic to small, itty bitty small changes. Change isn't going to happen in one big movement. It's going to happen in lots and lots of little small ones. And get curious because you're more likely to problem solve. 2, in regards to time, make it so crazy small you can't fail. Because if you break down a goal that you had for 30 minutes and you don't have time, if you make it 30 seconds, can't argue that you don't have time. And when you do it, you'll feel good about yourself. And 30 seconds will become a minute, and a minute will become 90 seconds, and 90 seconds will become 2 minutes. So give yourself a break and just make it itty bitty, right? The last thing is the will to change. Stop shoulding and make it simple. Make it crazy simple. So instead of fighting with yourself and thinking you don't have the willpower, find something you're interested in doing, something you're willing and interested in doing, and that is totally doable. Don't try to make it so hard you can't make it. Trust in yourself. Trust in this process that if you make one small change, you'll make another small change, you'll make another small change. A year from now, you won't even recognize yourself. You'll be so different and incredible. But you have to give yourself a break. All right, I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful. Please like and share. Sharing is caring. I know that when you are healthy, happy, and whole, you influence every single person you come in contact with to do the same, even if you don't say anything, just from the energy you bring. You matter so much. So, this is my little revolution. I really believe that if we're all healthy, happy, and whole, and we're inspiring everyone to be healthy, happy, and whole, we wouldn't have half the problems we have, right? Jeff, I'm so excited it was helpful. Please share it. And I think I will write this all out as an article on LinkedIn and I will share it with everyone. I know I have people from Facebook too. I'll make sure to share it with you. I have been told that having it in written form is helpful. All right, I'm so grateful. I am visualizing you healthy, happy, and whole. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking a little bit of your time to spend it with me. And I hope and pray it was helpful. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me. Have a great evening. Bye. I will be reading the comments and answering if you have any questions. Thank you.